What is up, music community? I've got a stack of records here that all have something to do with musical recording studios. Thank you all to those that watched, supported, and got involved with the life of an engineer behind the scenes. The video I put together for Doug Edwards, John Hall, and the musical recording studio that's been here for over 50 years in Columbus, Ohio. Naturally, to follow up, I wanted to try and find and add more records to my collection that had something to do with the studio, either recorded there, mixed there, mastered, pressed, or all of that. If you don't have time, I'll put the times down because I want to highlight the album, talk a little bit about it, and then do a needle drop. The type of music that I'm going to be covering is local blues, some more local blues, 80s hard rock metal band, a rare Psych album, and then I've got two albums from a more recent band that were recorded in 2012 and 2014 that falls into like the 70s hard and heavy, real heavy acid Psych kind of genre. So hang tight for that. I want to get into these and keep this short, or keep this as short as possible. So first off, I'm not going to do a needle drop on this for this video. This is Raven, Back to Ohio Blues. This was remastered, originally recorded at Al Studio in Sunbury, Ohio, for the late Raven. He passed away not long after this was released, but he recorded this as a teenager just before he went off to Vietnam, and it was just kind of a vanity release as he described in his words. But this thing is raw, it's gritty, it's bluesy, and I'll put the link to the 70s Hard and Heavy episode below for that. And this is an autographed and numbered copy, 210 out of 800. This is the only record that I had in my collection that had something to do with musical before I did the documentary. Shame on me. But I fixed that now. First, we'll start off with a Willie Phoenix. Highlighted that artist during the documentary, and I hope you guys checked them out. If not, I've got a... he's involved in different groups along the way. You can find him on different streaming outlets, but Willie Phoenix, fantastic local artist. Usually don't mention Willie Phoenix without mentioning Jimi Hendrix. When he goes that direction, he can pull off some amazing Jimi Hendrix riffs. My wife and I saw him years ago at our one of our anniversary dinners, our wedding anniversary dinner, and he just blew up the place. It was phenomenal. I stopped everything I was doing and just focused on him. Don't worry, the anniversary thing worked out well too. It was after dinner. She had fun too. But Willie Phoenix, this is his 1988 album, Flower Machine. This is engineered by Doug Edwards and Bruce Helmink, but this is also mastered by John Hall.
Children of the saints, sing power to the people. Sing even if you can't sing it. Peace and love to you, everybody. Peace and love to you. I'm wondering if I should go. Why?
But I love this album. This is very organic, especially for its time in 1988. Very original, really good sounding band. He's got a new album coming out pretty soon. So check out Willie Phoenix and the Soul Underground as his current project. He's got a concert coming up again in December or January that my wife and I are going to try and go see. Next up, Bros Grimm. So this is 80s hard rock. I don't want to say glam metal, but it could fall into that. I think it's like a LA Guns without the sleaze. It's more of a Trickster, maybe early Great White, but very authentic. These guys got two brothers, last name Grimm. Why not start a band? Got together in the late 70s, early 80s. But they got their feet off the ground, I think, and have an album that came out in 84, and then this one is 88. But not contrived, not made to sound like Warrant and Skid Row on purpose at all. You could really feel like this is their sound. They own it. They put their roots down, and it just doesn't have the sleaze or the glam or the hairspray sound or the over-polished production. It's great hard rock, but it's definitely of the 80s time. I think a lot of people would like this that watch my channel. Dan Powers comes to mind, Mind Over Metal, Ron Haggerty. Metal T would probably get a kick out of this if he doesn't already have this in his collection. These guys toured up and down the East Coast from between like Cleveland and Florida, from what I read. They did take a hiatus in the 90s for a while, getting back together in 2009, and then they even I looked and saw that they did 8 or 9 shows this year. So now that they're on my radar, I'm definitely going to go catch these guys live if I can. Check out some of the needle drops on this album. Okay, I'm going to spend a little bit more time on this next album, provide a little bit of background history, but this is a rare Psych example. I know Zeke, VG Plus, will get a kick out of this. I think Ron, Hog's Ear Report, would really like this. Our Psych fans, Matt Sands. This is not an example of heavy, hard and heavy Psych, but it's more folk Psych. There's a little bit of country in one of the songs, a little bit of acid Psych in another one, a little bit of maybe Adam Blessing meets Crosby, Stills and Nash. I don't know how to describe it. That is not my wheelhouse, but I do like a good Psych album, and this was a very cool example. Plus the rarity of it. The band was actually named after a 54 Mercury Blackberry. That was pretty interesting to me. Also, Owen B went through a couple different lineups before they recorded this album, but by the time they did, it was comprised of garage rock bands, The Sleepers, The Wildlife, and The Music Explosion. They only pressed and did one record and I think 2 or 3 singles. Now they do have a single out, it's Mississippi Mama, and it is an example of like a hard and heavy, but it's a lot harder than any of the examples on this record. But this is a really cool addition. I was very excited to get my hands on this. I purchased it sealed and original, engineered at Muiscol Studios, and then mastered by John Hall. Just a very cool to have something that's Psych, have it local, and just such an interesting sound. I don't know, maybe Acapulco Gold came to mind, Blues Magoos, just bits and pieces of that. I'd be really interested to hear what the Psych fans and the vinyl community have to say about Owen B. Check out these needle drops. All right, last up, I have 2 recordings from local band Mount Carmel. I hope these guys stay at it because they seem to be on again, off again. They have 3 album releases. I'm going to highlight their first 2. I believe I have the first one up here. It should be 2010 or 12. I'm not catching a date on here, but it's somewhere in there. Did a sample of this and loved it right off the rip. This is engineered by Adam Smith, who's done a ton of work in musical recording studio in recent years. But this is recorded 100% pure analog at Musical Studio, Columbus, Ohio. And then to be there, be in the studio, get all that great video, share that with you guys, and then drop the needle on this and know that it was recorded in there. And then on top of all of that, just love the music. And that's where it all connected. But these guys shred. This is 70s hard and heavy drum solo. There's a drum solo on here. It's a short album, so it makes you want to start it over from the beginning again. It's just bluesy rock. I mean, it's right in line. You know, I won't kind of like what Earthless is doing again, and it's just the stuff that we like. Our 70s hard and heavy fans like Garen in Omaha, and you know Johnny's 70s Johnny's Rockin' 78. All the guys that like the 70s hard and heavy stuff, man. Check these guys out, especially their first two albums. This one's not called Three Amigos, but it makes me want to say that. Especially this album, if you can get your hands on this one, is very cool as well. This one is called Real Women. Take a look at the labels on these. I'll do some cutaway shots and show that. This has a really cool insert inside. And the replayability is very high on their first two albums. Their third and most recent album, kind of has a little bit of polish to it, overproduction, and kind of a Black Keys ring to it. That kind of, I probably won't be revisiting that album a whole lot, but I'm going to keep all three together. But these two albums are where it's at. Check out these needle drops, and I think you'll be jamming and doing the air guitar thing just like I was. Like I said, they deliver. But I forgot to add that they actually named their band after the hospital here on the west side of Columbus, Mount Carmel Hospital. That's where they got their name. These guys are local to me. Now that they're on my radar, hope to catch them live next time that they're around town. Thanks guys for watching and enjoying. Good luck. Hopefully you guys are interested, or your interest is piqued for trying to find some recordings on Muiscol, something maybe that was engineered by Doug Edwards or mastered by John Hall. There's a whole lot of stuff out there. I know Guided by Voices has done some work there, and the list is really long. So check out the website, check out these bands if you get a chance, and thanks as always for watching and checking out the channel and supporting it. We'll see you guys soon. Take care.